Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking to myself about my goals for 2025. Maybe you can relate to some of what I have to say, but it's primarily about keeping myself accountable. I'll also be showing a video of my process and how I make characters. This will be from drawing stage all the way to 3D printed model stage. So let's go. I'm currently sitting in my living room with some kind of sickness that I've had for a couple of weeks. It's really annoying me because I don't normally get ill, so I'm just like, why is this happening? But anyway, it's given me a lot of time to think because I can't actually really go outside. I tried to go to Tesco and it's like a 5-minute walk from my house, and I literally had to cough as soon as I got there, and everyone looked at me like I had the lurgy, which I do, and it was very embarrassing. So I thought, okay, firstly, I can't go outside again because I don't want to infect other people. I also don't want the embarrassment of looking like I'm carrying the bubonic plague with me. So I just stayed inside, ordered all of my groceries in, and I'm just coping, as you can see. But it's given me a lot of time to reflect and think about how 2024 went for me, and also, where I want to go. And for the longest time, I've had a really big vision that I don't want to reveal to people because, well, it's none of your business, but also because of this whole thing of like people trying to like hijack what you do. I've had a lot of that in my life. But I think the main thing that I've struggled with is knowing that what I want is really big and it's really grand as an idea, and probably not what a lot of people would think of when they think of their dream. But for me, it's been a consistent, persistent theme and thing that I've wanted for a really long time. But why haven't I been doing it? Well, because initially I didn't have the skill. And now that I have the skill, I've realized that it's actually going to take a really long time to develop and make. And it's been really off putting. I think that if I take a step back and I really think about things, I did achieve the goal that I wanted to achieve last year, which was to do facilitation work with a museum or a gallery. I started the year with that objective in mind, and I was applying to all sorts of different organisations within the UK, within London, and trying to put forward some work. Sometimes I just got blanket rejection, sometimes I got through to the interview stage. But by the time it got to July, August, I actually got an email from someone at the Tate. A year prior, I'd sent like a very short bio about my work and what I do and what I make to the Tate to do some facilitation work with them. And I didn't get it, and I never heard anything back. And I thought, okay, fine, that's totally fine because, it's the Tate. But actually, they needed someone to come in and teach a bunch of kids animation because they had someone else covering and doing some of the work, but they couldn't do the design part. So they got me in to teach a bunch of primary school kids how to do animation. And it was really fun. It was really tiring, but it was really fun. And I basically taught them using a few different bits of like iPad software, which was quite interesting as well, because obviously they had their iPads, they had these little laptops, and they were just like these really excited kids who were obsessed with Pokemon and Skibidi Toilet and Goku and all this other stuff. And so a lot of the things that they were making were really influenced by the type of content that they're seeing online. And after I'd done those sessions, I got to turn all of the drawings that they'd made into some work that's currently up on the Tate website. So they made a game, and I spent like a whole month making all of their drawings into 3D models and characters in Blender, and then animating them all and rigging all of the different bits so that they'd wiggle and stuff like that. And there was like a ninja and a cat and all this stuff. So I got my kind of dream of working with a gallery or a museum. But I wasn't satisfied because I actually wanted to work on location, whereas this was in a primary school. It was still with the Tate, but it was at primary school, so it was off site. So while I'm doing the kind of designing stuff, another Tate opportunity came through, and it was to teach on site. And it was more within the realm of what I actually do as part of my job. And it was teaching 16 to 25-year-olds how to do photography work in the style of Maholi, who has an exhibition currently on at the Tate. And she is a Black artist, an African artist, who looks at a lot of the issues in Africa, from everything from like LGBT and what it means to be a woman, and just a lot of diverse topics. And it's a really, really intense exhibition with some really gorgeous sculptures. So I actually got my wish for, what I've been wanting, my goal, which was to work on site at the Tate, working with a bunch of people. And I basically ran a prop making session where we'd use props like she does in a lot of her work to create kind of black and white photography. So it was like everyday household items, so scouring pads and wooden sticks and, rolls of tape and things like that. And the work that they made was incredible. The work that was made was really great. It was just this one-off session. And I started to think about, sort of like, now that was like a few months ago, I started to think about my goals, my aims, my objectives. And I guess I realised in a way I didn't apply in that moment in time for those things. Well, I guess the second thing. But the first thing, I'd applied a year prior, and I completely didn't ever think that someone would follow up on that, because normally you apply for stuff, you don't get it. They might say, well, keep your thing on file, and you never hear from them again. But I actually literally got what I wanted, and it wasn't my only collaboration with a museum in the end that year. And we're talking about like July, August, so we're almost towards the end of the year. Why am I talking about this? This is me losing some train of thought, or maybe not. But I think because I've been ill and I've decided, finally, okay, I'm going to commit to doing YouTube and showing up and showing my work. And I've had so much resistance around it, to the point where I've just got really angry about it. Actually, it's kind of just like one of these things where it's just tough. It's just tough. My life isn't going to improve by me just sitting down doing nothing. My life's not going to be improved by arguing with people in a Twitch chat while we're watching football, which is what I was doing yesterday. My life isn't going to improve by me watching numerous YouTube videos about how to make a jewelry business with $500. Like, I'm not going to do that because I don't care. So I just need to make this video as an accountability thing to remind myself that I have a big goal, and I also want luxuries. And I think that that's what's off-putting, because it's like, I am quite like a spoiled person, and I do expect to have nice things, and I do want to have nice things. But I realise that some part of me realises that to get the thing I actually want, like the ultimate goal, is going to require more work than maybe I would like to do. And the realisation of that is putting me off from doing any work at all. And I think it's like, it's not that I'm not capable. I've learned every single skill that I need pretty much to do the thing that I need to do. Like, the pathway is clear. I've fixed every single block that I had. I can learn pretty much any piece of software now. But now that I can actually know that I can do it, it's almost like I'm trying to find every little excuse and every little reason why there has to be an issue. Or mainly just that it's like, oh my gosh, this could take 15 plus years to actually manifest. But at the same time, I set a goal last year, did what I needed to do, applied, put myself forward, and I ended up working with not one museum, but two museums. Until I literally achieve that goal. So if I can achieve, and I will sometimes wind my friend up, because not intentionally, but I'll say to her, oh yeah, that was a small win. And she's like, that is not a small win. Working with, one of the biggest galleries in the world is not a small win. Most people don't just roll up and do that. But because it comes so easy to you, this is her speaking to me, because it comes so easy to you, you think that it's not a big deal. And so I'm like, okay, I am literally just making excuses. I'm literally just making excuses for not going for what I actually want, because it's going to take, in my opinion, too long. Because for me, it should just be now. And I think a lot of people are like that, maybe most people are like that they just expect everything to happen to them right now. And if it isn't right now, I don't want to know. Why am I doing this video? Why am I talking about this? Maybe because I think other people might relate. Maybe because I want someone to call me out. I don't know. But what I do know is that I need to make this video to let it be known and remind myself that if I can do the small wins that aren't really that small, then why can't I do the big things and do the things that really matter to me and really make a difference? So yeah, I feel like I pretty much covered everything that I've needed to say, and want this to be this kind of, what am I saying? What do I want this to be? I want this to be a placeholder in the sand of me making a commitment to myself to do the big wins and a lot of the small wins to get the big wins and a lot of the medium wins, so that I can achieve. Because if I'm going to be alive, if I'm going to live in a first world country, if I'm going to be surrounded by all of these opportunities, why shouldn't I take them? We're at a point in time where I, as a black woman living in the modern world, have opportunities that my ancestors did not get to have, that so many people currently in this world do not get to have. So what am I doing? I need to pop out and show people. I need to actually make use of the really unique and fortunate, privileged position that I'm in, and actually do something with my life that has value, has impact, and benefits other people, because I'm in this unique position. You know? It's not lost on me that I'm in a better position than even a lot of white people are in the UK. So, you know, I live in London, I have a good salary, I have the opportunity to sit in front of a MacBook and like some, you know, monitors, and have a decent microphone and decent everything. I've just come back from a holiday. I'm super, super, super privileged, and I'm not saying any of this to boast. I'm saying it as a reinforcement to myself, to let it be known that I am in such a good position. Maybe I should cut this out, but because I'm in such a good position, and so many people I know are not in as good a position as me, and so many people that I don't know and will never ever meet because they're too poor or they're too far removed from any aspect of any of my life, who would kill me to take my spot. And I'm complaining about things because things aren't completely perfect and things aren't exactly right. And oh my gosh, hasn't food delivery gone so downhill? Like, what am I complaining about? What am I complaining about? So this is here. I'm going to leave it all in. Flame me, shame me. Maybe you get me. But I'm leaving it all here. This is my stick in the sand. Just to say, Danielle, you need to do your fucking project. That's all from me today. I hope that you enjoyed listening. Let me know if you have any thoughts in the comments, anything that you'd like to share. I hope that you also enjoyed watching me make some of these cool characters. And I'll see you again next week for more fun and excitement. Goodbye.